The retirement planner spreadsheet works in a two-step fashion. The first step is to project the portfolio to what I call the pivot age. I'll talk about that in a minute. So basically this Bill and Mary, they start out with $650,000. Right now we're assuming that they retire immediately, which is why the box is around the ages today. And they will have to withdraw their living expenses, which is calculated down here, including taxes. And they're going to earn 6% portfolio return a year. So this section up here projects the portfolio assuming a year-to-year calculation, and the formulas are shown in the spreadsheet if you want to take a look at those. You can't change those, but you can look at them. So in this case, we've projected a portfolio at their pivot age of $453,671. And the second step of what the retirement planner does is it calculates a withdrawal rate by taking the living expenses, subtracting out their fixed income, which is all commenced by their pivot age, and calculating the net amount that they need to withdraw from their portfolio at the initial period of their pivot age, and calculates a withdrawal rate. The way this works is right now we're assuming that they retire today. If you click this button here, it assumes they retire 1 year later, so it flips the portfolio projection a little bit. So instead of withdrawing in the next year, they're gonna save $15,000, which is their savings assumption. So their portfolio is going to grow a little bit instead of declining, and they're going to have a little better withdrawal rate in the process. And if you keep on clicking this, you can see what happens here. So if you click this far enough, you get to their retiring. So now they're retiring at their pivot age, which in their case is okay. But if you click it one more time, it displays 9 scenarios. And the reason it displays 9 scenarios is because after the pivot age, I can compress and show the scenarios, 9 scenarios on one page. Before the pivot age, I can only see one scenario on a page because we're projecting towards the pivot age. But after the pivot age, I can show all these scenarios. And the roll forward is still continuing on up here throughout this 9-year period, although it's pausing 9 times to calculate a withdrawal rate, which illustrates what their withdrawal rate would be if they retired in any of in those 9 years. Now, you can retire before your pivot age. So let's assume that Bill and Mary had $1.2 million in their portfolio. So here you can see that they could retire next year, or conceivably even today wouldn't be too bad. And this projects out what their withdrawal rate would be at their pivot age. I could calculate their withdrawal rate today. It wouldn't be very meaningful. So if we say this divided by their portfolio, 7.2%, which doesn't mean much because what we're looking for is a withdrawal rate that represents their initial withdrawal for the next 30 or 40 years. So we can use it. We can use the safe withdrawal table at the bottom, which we've done a lot of studies on, and we know what withdrawal rates are likely to sustain themselves over 30 or 40 years.